What's up, everybody? This is MJW2, and I am back with, as I promised, that Silent Hill game slash fan-made game called Streets of Silent Hill. And now, as I told you, I was going to announce who the winner was, and not a lot of people vote, so there was only two contestants, and it was Pyramid Head and Angela. Well, Pyramid Head won by a whopping 2 points, and Angela only got 1 point. Yay! So, now to tell you, before I get started on the game itself, while I'm playing this game, I am going to do a little comparison of the movie and the game together, of the first movie and the first game, of course. Plus, talk a little bit about Pyramid Head, since he was the one I'm playing as. And just to warn you, spoiler alerts ahead, so if you haven't played or at least seen my walkthrough of the original Silent Hill, please stop now and go do it. You know that this video is going to be up for as long as they allow it to be. So let's get into it. So let me start this off by saying I'm going to be saying why the game is better, and mainly be using the people off the game more than I will be of the movie, because the game came first and it was created from the original team that did Silent Hill, not whoever got the rights to make the movie. So starting off, the nightmares were never supposed to happen. The reason why Cheryl and Harry went to Silent Hill was because Harry wanted to take her on a vacation. It wasn't because all these nightmares were happening and she kept on screaming out Silent Hill. So that's why they went in there in the first place. Now, my thought on this was Harry wanted to take Cheryl back to where he found her, on the side of Silent Hill, and to show her where she might have came from, which later on in the game you do figure out that this is where she came from. Next, she's not supposed to die at all. The true reason for her to be alive is so the group that her mother and her are in, called the Order, can give birth to their god and send them into paradise. And the next part I want to hit on is the cop. It was not because the cop was pursuing them because they stopped at a gas station or anything. Sybil went to Silent Hill because she worked in the next town over, Bram's, and she got a distress call from Silent Hill, so she went over to see what was going on. So she went over there, and it's unsure of how she crashed her motorcycle, but she crashed before Harry did, and Harry wasn't looking and looked up a little too late and almost hit a woman. Now, I could be wrong on this part, but I think that woman was Alessa, trying to keep him from coming to Silent Hill, trying to get him to go back, not get to the town, so Cheryl and Alessa could be formed together again. That I will touch on later, but for right now we're just going to leave it like that. Now to the very beginning of when they first get in Silent Hill. The movie and the game did both have this right. They got in an accident, Cheryl is gone, so they both start looking for her. And they both did get caught in this weird, bizarre nightmare world, but unlike the movie, there was no siren going off to say, hey, you need to get off the streets or anything. Now, there was a siren in the first Silent Hill game, but it wasn't heard until later when they were at the school. So they did also had it right that Harry, or Rose, whatever one you want to go by the movie or the game, that's up to you, did pass out after being chased after all those monsters, thinking they were following the daughter, and passing out and everything. But the biggest difference about the passing out part is Harry woke up in a diner later on, and that's when he first finally talked to Sybil. It wasn't when they stopped at no gas station or anything to get gas and get directions to Silent Hill. And also, Sybil did not arrest Harry. Harry um, was gonna go try to find his daughter, and I think this is pretty jacked up that a cop did just give him his gun. She doesn't know what the guy's gonna do with the gun. She should have just kept it for herself and had Harry stay with him. Now the next part is they didn't just go straight to the school in the game. I mean, of course you're the one playing and you're not sure where to go, but they told you to go look back at the alleyway that those monsters were chasing you, and you find Cheryl's sketchbook. And the sketchbook this time doesn't have any weird monster-like pictures or anything. It just simply says, go to school. So that's where you think you're gonna find her the next time. I guess she's giving hints or anything. I mean, that's anybody's guess right there. They don't really tell you, but I'm guessing it's Cheryl trying to give Harry hints on where she is. Now, for the school, I can understand them changing that up from the actual game because the game you just kept on running back and forth, solving puzzles and stuff, and that way it got really annoying in the movie. So that's alright, but I did wish they kind of kept the boss at the very end. If you would like to see the boss, go ahead and check out my Silent Hill video. I'll try to put a link in the description below. Also, Sybil was not seen in the school in the game. She wasn't seen until a lot later, after you got out of the hospital and everything of the game. Now this part honestly kind of made me mad because the hospital in the original Silent Hill game was one of the biggest areas of the game. I mean, that's where you got most of your information. That's where you met one of the few people that actually help you out in the game better than Sybil does and everything. And that's who I'm going to talk about next, Lisa. In the game, Lisa gave you most of the information, but she never really came with you. She never went outside the hospital or anything. She just felt like she always would be there. Now, in the movie, they did actually get this right. Lisa has been dead the whole entire game of Silent Hill, just like she was in the movie. But there's a difference. The reason Lisa was able to keep her regular form in the game is because of Alessa's powers. Alessa thought that Lisa was honestly being nice to her, taking care of her, and actually took pity on her where everybody else just wanted her to birth their god. And so Lisa was dead the full time, but because of Alessa's powers, she was able to stay human, which changed later because when you meet Dahlia in the church, she tricks you into taking this item called the flower. I'm sorry, I can't say the name right, but I'm gonna try, even though I'm gonna butcher it. The flowers. Yeah, I'll write it down on the bottom of the screen. But Dahlia used this item to give to Harry because Harry's allowed to go through the transitions of the world to get to the daughter, and her whole point was getting her daughter back so she can bind her Alessa and Cheryl together. And Cheryl actually wasn't a complete demon in the game per se. Like, I'm not really sure. I guess she would in fact be called a demon. I could be wrong with how the game wants to call her, but she's really the good guy. She was trying to stop a big horror, like when they were trying to do the ritual to bring their god to life and give everlasting paradise. Alessa got scared and knew it wasn't a good idea, and so she caused a fire in Silent Hill, which, yes, there was a fire, but it's not still burning to this day or anything. I'm pretty sure they got it out. And she didn't make a deal with anybody. She made an pure version of herself and got that version out, and that's when Harry found her later on. And this could be up to speculation right here, but people are saying the reason why Cheryl was found on the side of the road is because Lisa helped out somehow, knowing what to do, and got her away from that place for, I don't know what her intention was, but just to get her away. But the part of the hospital they did show from the movie was from a place a lot later in the game called nowhere. But anyway, when Harry actually did catch up to Alessa, he somehow got the flowers to work. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure how he did, but he got it to work, and that drained all her powers, which gave Dahlia the chance to get to her version of Silent Hill that she was hiding out in to complete the ritual. And because of Alessa's powers being drained thanks to Harry, Lisa was no longer able to keep her true form and turned into the monster she was always meant to be. Now, since I am playing as him in the game, I do want to point out that Pyramid Head was only put in other Silent Hills besides 2 just for pure fan service. He wasn't really supposed to be in there. The true reason Pyramid Head was created in the Silent Hill game was to be James' tormentor. Maria was supposed to be an embodiment of how James thought was a vision of what James thought of his wife, how she should look and everything since it's been so long since he last seen her. And the reason why Pyramid Head kept on going after her and James is because it was to torture him, to tell him, you didn't actually love your wife, you didn't want her to live, so we took her from you, and you will understand that you were the one that killed her originally, and she isn't really here. We're just here to torment you. Now for the next part, Silent Hill Shattered Memories. Wow, they completely messed that game up. One, Harry and Cheryl never lived in Silent Hill. Two, Dahlia and Harry were never married. I don't know why they put that in there. That was horrible. The one main thing they got right was, and you don't really know this unless if you play a Japanese Game Boy game called, a Japanese Game Boy Color game only, called, that was about Silent Hill, made from the original Silent Hill team, that does actually say that Harry Mason was a writer. So Shattered Memories and well, that's about all the time I have for the night, and remember, when the game gets hard, keep on gaming. This is MJW2, and I'm out. So to start off, I want to start talking about the very beginning of the movie compared to the game. Now, first of all, they were not supposed to try to kill Cheryl or Sharon, however you say her name in the movie. I'm going to stick with Cheryl. That was not their intention. Their intention was to lure her to Silent Hill, not to kill her, because killing her would have defeated the purpose of how it was supposed to go. Because the original story was she was supposed to birth their god, but because of some of the power she had, she got scared when it was going on, and so she made a furnace blow up. I can't remember completely what they said, and that's what started a fire. But the nightmares didn't actually happen either. According to the first game, how they went to Silent Hill was they were just going on a vacation. It was nothing about, oh, I my daughter has been having bad dreams and stuff and blah blah blah, stuff like that. Okay, next part, the drive up there. Now they did see a cop and everything, but the cop did not chase them. The cop's actual intentions, which is what they say in the actual game, which I still believe is more to the point than the movie is, because I mean the game came first and it was created by the original creators, was she got a distress call from Brams, the town over where she actually works, and was coming over there. Now they don't actually explain how she got into her car wreck or anything in the video game. They don't show it, just like in the movie, so at least they got that right. And as they kept on going, you never really get to meet her until later on in the game. Now here's a part that the movie and the game got right together, so kudos to both of them. It was supposed to be Henry, but they made her a girl and made him a girl in the movie, calling her Rose. Yeah, it was Rose. And so she went to Silent Hill because of the nightmares instead of how it was supposed to be, just a vacation. And so when Rose got knocked unconscious, which is the same in the game, and Cheryl was gone, she went to look for him. Okay, they got all that great so far. And even the nightmare sequence, like, you didn't hear the siren yet, but you do get to. Okay, so let's get started from the very beginning of the movie with the nightmares. The nightmares were never supposed to happen. There was never supposed to be a definite way of um, him knowing that she needed to go back to Silent Hill for no reason. And yes, I know I did say he, because I like to stick with the game, not how they decided to change Harry Mason into a woman named Rose in the movie. But the real reason they went to Silent Hill wasn't because of the nightmares, it was because they wanted to go on a vacation there. My guess was to probably show Cheryl where she was found, because until you actually play the game, you didn't know that she was actually born from there. So the nightmares were never supposed to happen. Now, next, the. Okay, so let's start off with the very start of the movie. The nightmares never happened, and her dad. Yes, I'm sticking to the actual video game, not how the movie went. They were both going to Silent Hill on a vacation. There were no nightmares. There was no way to. Um, I'm checking this up. So I'm going to start from the very beginning of the movie to show the difference and everything, and I'm going to primarily be talking about the game people, not the people they use on the movie. So without further ado, let's get started. The nightmares were never supposed to happen. That's not what drew Cheryl to Silent Hill. It was actually Harry wanted to go on a vacation with his daughter back to Silent Hill, where he found her abandoned in the middle of the not the middle of the road, the side of the road. Hey everybody, I hope you like what you saw tonight. If you click on this link to your left, it will be my past video, the very beginning of my Silent Hill walkthrough. And I hope you all enjoy watching that and everything. And then if you hit this little like button over here, that'd be great too. And I hope to see, and if you really like my videos, it would help if you subscribe as well. And I hope to see you on my next video. Have a good night.